Welcome to the Fundamental Football Friday Show, Ep.3. It is Rutgers week. Big, bad Rutgers. I'm Fundamental Dad. Let's get into it. Old Greg Schiano back at Columbus. Greg Schiano and the Scarlet Knights make their way on a steamy night. No, I'm kidding. I can't even build this up. I can't. I tried. Um, yeah, Schiano. That's the storyline. Greg Schiano is coming back to Columbus with his Scarlet Knights to take this ass whooping. That's what it is. It's no secret. If anybody that listens to Ohio State, follows Ohio State, that Greg Schiano is no good in these parts. Man is responsible for a 2018 defense that was historically bad. The guy runs one play, one coverage, makes no adjustments, and just says, "This is what we're running. Try to stop it." And everyone scored on us. Everyone. That year was so bad. So yeah, he doesn't get retained when Ryan Day decides to take over, and he makes his way to Rutgers. He makes his way back home, pulls the LeBron. So we'll see what that does. It doesn't look like it's going to be much of a game, even though in these first two games, Rutgers has improved. Should we say? They beat Michigan State, who Michigan State just beat Michigan. So in that case, are we saying Rutgers is better than Michigan? Some people are saying. But honestly, there's not too much to talk about this game other than the storyline. Rutgers does look a little bit better. A little more competent, I guess you could say. I think what Greg Schiano is doing is smart. He is taking in a bunch of transfers, trying to get as many guys as he can to come to the program, transferring in guys that aren't playing at other top-tier programs, and just plucking them, trying to get them to come here to promise them playing time, and you build off of that. You try to build a winning culture, get better talent. That's one way to get better talent, through the transfer portal. And he's got Brandon White, Ohio State safety, who's probably one of the captains on that team. Rose Bowl MVP, Brandon White. And he's now the leader of that defense. So I like what he's doing. I think it's smart, especially for a place like Rutgers, to take in all these transfers and then build from that and try to build a winning culture. And then once you win, showing that there's progress, recruits can follow. But they haven't seen this offense. They haven't seen this offense. They haven't seen this defensive line. I think the spread is 36. I think it's maybe 35, 36, floating around there. I do expect Ohio State to cover. Yeah, so I've been wrong about Ohio State covering the last couple weeks. Been a little tight. If you don't know by now, I'm a little bit of a pessimist, especially when it comes to my fandom. I expect the worst. Probably not a good thing, but Rutgers, when Rutgers comes to town, you could feel a little bit better about those things, even though Rutgers is improved. I do expect Rutgers to put up a little bit, maybe, of a fight. I don't expect their offense to do much. I'd be shocked if it did. Hopefully you see some bounce back from Shaun Wade if they do try him in Seven Banks, if they do try to go deep, take some shots downfield, even though it's not like the receivers that they faced at Penn State. Hopefully if they do take those shots, those boys are ready. The main takeaways you want from this game are you want to handle business early, get everybody out of there healthy, and let your young guys play. These are the games that if you're a real, true, deep into it Ohio State fan, like you study recruiting, you see the boards, you see the guys coming in, you pay attention to draft depth charts, these are the games you get excited about, because these are the games where you could see a Julian Fleming, a Jackson Smith, a Mookie Cooper, a G. Scott. You know, all these young, up-and-coming potential stars. You hope that they get playing time and can make an impact. So that's what you look forward to in this game. You hope that Justin Fields comes out, handles business, tears it up. I think that defensive line is going to dominate whatever Rutgers tries to bring to the table. So that offense might be a little null and void. Nothing going on there. You just hope that they handle business. It's a night game. I know no one's there. It's Rutgers. You just hope that they don't come out lazy, sleepwalking, where Justin has to play 3-4 quarters. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what you don't want. You don't want to have a game where it should be handled within the first 2-3 quarters to have your Heisman quarterback out there in the fourth when you're up by a score or two. So I'm going to go with my final prediction here. I'm going to say, give me 62-10. 62-10. That's a cover for the Bucks. I do think having that freshman kicker that's going to be now taking over, I think he won't be asked to do anything. He'll be asked to do a lot of extra points because there will be a lot of touchdowns. But I'm going to throw in there that he misses one. That he just misses one. So 62-10. Good game. A lot of guys get involved. Good to see a lot of young guys play. And then we're on to Maryland. So yeah, I'm sorry I can't really hype up Rutgers more than hopefully we put it to Greg Schiano. Like, part of me wants Ryan Day to put 100 on him and just say, see how bad you are. But I don't expect that to happen. That's a lot of points. I mean, I'm saying 62. 62 is a lot of points, but I'm going to go with 62-10. That's the final. Fundamental 5 coming up next. Fundamental 5. Bounce back week. This is a bounce back week. Started off hot, 5-0. Last week I went 1-4. Not great. Not great. So we're calling this a bounce back week. And I got some spicy ones for you. Some spicy ones. First one. Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. Everyone's like, what? They're 0-2. What are you talking about? Minnesota -7? 7.5? I think Illinois is worse. Yeah. I will take an 0-2 Minnesota over Illinois. They still have Tanner Morgan. They still have Bateman. They still have Ibrahim. They have talent. And I hope. No, scratch that. I think. Scratch that. I know they will win by more than a touchdown. So I'm going to go Gophers. -7.5. Friday night, the BYU over, which is 59.5. BYU, Boise State, both offenses, both like to score. BYU, potential NFL quarterback, points. 59.5 seems kind of low. So give me that. Give me that over. Next game, Bearcats. Bearcats have been good to me. Bearcats minus 13.5 against Houston. Houston gives up a lot of points. UC doesn't give up a lot of points. UC very good defense. I think statistically a top 10, maybe top 5 defense. Might have to fact check me on that. But UC's a very talented team. And they haven't steered me wrong yet. So I'm going to go with Bearcats minus 3.5. So, fourth game, I got another over for you. Kansas, Oklahoma, 63.5. I know. Kansas is maybe one of the worst teams in the country. Like, I have a board of 5 teams. I think it's maybe up to 6 now, where it's like, whoever they're playing, bet against them. Bet against them, or because they are terrible. Kansas, they are terrible. So, I know Oklahoma's good for at least 50 points on them. It's no joke. Oklahoma's offense starting to pick things up. Kansas, terrible defense. I am projecting that Oklahoma score over 50. And fingers crossed that Kansas can throw in a couple scores. A couple garbage scores. Maybe you score one early. Maybe you get a little frisky. So, 63.5, I'm going to go the over in that Kansas OU game. And finally, the big game tomorrow. Clemson, Notre Dame. Give me Clemson minus 5.5. Yes. No Trevor Lawrence. No problem. I think Notre Dame is kind of garbage. Everyone seems kind of like the Michigan. They're Indiana. The Indiana version of Michigan. They are always hyped up, always propped up. And I just don't think they're that good. Ian Book's not that good. They're going to try to run the ball. And Clemson's just not going to let it happen. Brent Venables is going to shut them down. And I just think the weapons that they have in that backup QB, even though a lot of people are hyping him up, I didn't like some of the throws he was making on the outside. He airmailed a lot. But I'll give him a reprieve. I think if everyone's telling me this kid's good, this kid's good. So give me Clemson to cover. It's still the ACC, which they run through. No doubt. No problem. So give me Clemson minus 5.5. Those are your 5. Win yourself some money. Bet against me, maybe win yourself some money. Who knows? I'm 6-4. Not great. But this is where we bounce back. I will see you all on Sunday. Recap the Ohio State Rutgers game, and to recap the Fundamental 5. Just subscribe. You like what you see, hit that button, man. Just let me know. I would love a comment. Somebody tell me what's going on, what you think of the vids. But until then, peace. Be good.